All right, guys, we lost it. We officially lost it. This university allows students to create their own major. Here they are. By Rubin Report. Let's go.
Check this out. This is a bunch of NYU students at their graduation. If you look at a girl like that, what did she learn in college? I don't know. At Penn State, she learned how to become a jihadist. Congratulations. There's a whole bunch of worthless stuff that you can become if you become a college graduate these days. Check this out.
My name is Jacob, and my concentration is environmental science and sustainable business.
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Hi, I'm... Okay, no, wait. I wasn't prepared for this. I need to specifically comment on each and every single one of these. So now they call it concentration. My concentration, NYU, so this is New York, of course. All right, let's have a look at these. I'm going to review every single one of these concentrations. Let's go. So what's the first one again, this guy?
My name is Jacob, and my concentration is environmental science and sustainable business.
Environmental science and sustainable business. I mean, this one is not too bad, right? It depends how it's fleshed out. Of course, whether it's useless or whether it's like, no, this is something that is actually applicable in society. But as it stands, if you tell me that's your major, I wouldn't necessarily cringe. What about her?
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
What? The performance of self? What kind of major is that? The performance of self? That's not a major. Okay, wait a second. Okay, as a former teacher, well, once a teacher, always a teacher, but someone who was highly involved teaching and whatnot, I do have something to say. See, a major, I was about to say is, but should I say used to be, the program of study you pursue in college. While you will often have additional requirements outside of your major, the vast majority of your courses will need to be taken into that specific sector. So, it's called a major because that's going to be the fulcrum, the core of your studies. If your major is useless, your entire study journey will be useless. And even though there are lots of different types of major, from economy to law to languages to engineer to theoretical physics, whatever you want, all of these having different levels of usefulness, not only when it comes to the job demand, but also in general. I mean, a major in philosophy is one thing and a major in astronomy and physics is going to be another. But still, in general, this was supposed to be a study program. What is the expression of self? What you going to do with that?
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. My concentration is creative direction, production, and narrative through the arts, performance, and written word. Hi.
Oh my gosh, your concentration is word salad.
Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle. My concentration is creative direction, production.
Creative direction, production. That is the most vague thing I've ever heard. What's that? Theater? Content creation? Are you gonna? What is it? Narrative through the arts, so it's a major in arts, I guess, like fine arts.
And narrative through the arts, performance, and written word.
Performance and written word. No, it's a concentration in word salad. Karina, let's go for Karina.
Hi, my name is Karina Gomez, and my concentration is in journalism and Latin American studies.
Okay, this one is fine, to be honest. Journalism and Latin American studies. I mean, these days we do need some people who actually know how to do journalism, which isn't like biased regurgitation of manipulated propaganda lines. So, I mean, there is always the possibility that journalism for her means pushing decolonization of the... But I don't know. We don't know. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's a proper actual degree in journalism, which could produce a real journalist. So I'll take it at face value. This one is fine.
With an emphasis in human rights.
With an emphasis in human rights.
Collective memory and political violence.
Okay, never mind. It started strong, but okay. So, guys, universities, can we create a major, a focus on the idea of conciseness, being concise, conveying the highest possible amount of information in the shortest possible number of words? Collective memory and political violence. Well, you know, this is a topic for a dissertation. This is a topic for one lesson in class. As long as you don't make it into propaganda, by the way, as long as you stick to the facts. This isn't wrong as an idea for a class, not a concentration, not a major. Like, that's what you study.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Lee, and I studied the sociology of environmental communication. Hi.
Hi, my name is whatever the heck, and my concentration is I'll stay unemployed until I'm 60.
My name is Reed, and I study music business and gender studies.
What's the connection, by the way, between music business and gender studies? I don't see the connection. That's another thing. Like, for instance, my major, I was doing mostly languages and history. It was like a little bit of a special one. But anyways, language, history, and literature was my thing. Literature being the smallest section of it. But in the language sector, which was where my major was, I had a major in Japanese and English with a minor of Mandarin Chinese. So my minor still had a connection to my major, because my major included Japanese, which is an East Asian language, and my minor included Mandarin, which was an East Asian language, which is an East Asian language. And then, because it was a comparative degree, we spent a lot of formative credits into the history of both Europe and Asia in order to create a comparison, because of course language is an expression of culture, and therefore if you learn their culture, their history, their mythologies, ideas, religion, all of that is important in order to create a full, thorough understanding of a people and their language as a communicative effort. There is a connection, there is a tether. Where is the tether between gender studies and music business?
Hi, my name is Dominique, and I studied care politics with a minor in disability studies.
This is a mess. And these students are going into hundreds of thousands in debt for this?
My name is Elliot Wright, and my concentration is art as a social mechanism.
Hi, I'm Georgia, and my concentration is dramatic writing and theatrical adaptation.
My name is Noah
I haven't got a clue what that means. I can't comment on it. I don't know what it means.
Loyacano, and my concentration is equilibrium or negotiated paradox.
No, your concentration is look how smart I sound when I use big words that have nothing to do with each other in a sentence that makes no sense from the perspective of, context. Equilibrium. Hi, what do you do? I'm a YouTuber, former teacher. What do you do? No, I'm a university student. Oh, wow, cool. What are you studying? And I'm expecting engineering, computer science. Oh, no, I study equilibrium or negotiated paradox. Get a fucking grip. Reality.
Hi, my name is Sophie Lopez, and my concentration is titled Queering and Decolonizing Theater Practice.
Queering and decolonizing theater practice. Okay, so at least this Karen is being honest and not masking that because the previous one, when they're like, I'm talking about the economic expression of the self within the retribution of the inner two-spirit soul, like when they use words like that within the spectrum of the equilibrium of societal demanding representation, expectation of when they do that, you're like, I don't know. Oh, the one about journalism. Journalism is fine, but how the violence, political violence, is she going to push propaganda, or is she actually going to report the facts? Like, you can think, maybe it's one or the other. Clearly, you'd be, by the way they are dressed, the way they speak, and the way the city in which they are located, you of course lean towards it's gonna be just regurgitating propaganda. But you never know. I could be pleasantly surprised. Here, mask off. She's just spending hundreds of thousands of dollars that probably don't even belong to her. It's either from the parents or it's a loan to become a political indoctrinator of false teachings, aka propaganda. Decolonizing theater practice. What are you gonna decolonize? How are you gonna decolonize ancient Greek theater? Oh, sorry, they already did it in the UK. Ancient Greece, and to even say the word Anglo-Saxon in a university. Also, math is racist.
Hi, my name is Maya, and my concentration is journalism, post-colonial studies, and psychoanalysis.
Once again, these three seem okay. I, once again, don't see the connection between psychoanalysis, like at this point do psychology, if that's what you want, and journalism. There can be a connection, I understand, but I'll leave it as a question mark for now.
Hi, I'm Eloise. I'm graduating with a concentration in philosophy of science and theater.
Philosophy of science and theater. Why? Again, everyone is free. Do whatever you want, but don't complain if there is someone who did a concentration in science, gets a job, and you don't. because yours is in the philosophy of science with a little theater in there. That's all I'm gonna say about this. You're still free, do whatever you want. You're still free, but that's the harsh reality, my friends. Let's see what Amina.
My name is Amina, and my concentration is titled The Criminal Mind, which is surrounded on criminology and applied psychology.
No, this one is fine. This one is okay. It's okay. Maybe she watched all of the true crime, but it's fine. I mean, fine. Criminology and applied psychology. I can see a use for that.
Hi, my name is Juliana. My concentration is international business and fashion through sustainable development.
Development. Yeah, fine, I guess.
Yeah.
How you doing, college dropout making mad cash in the real world? These people, everything has failed them. The systems have failed them. Their teachers have failed them. Their parents have failed them. All of those useless degrees, utterly useless degrees that they went to NYU for and went into debt. And then, of course, the Biden administration will somehow forgive their debt, which isn't even a real thing. You're just pushing the debt elsewhere. They are going to become baristas at Starbucks, and they'll do that for about 6 months. They will then tell you that Starbucks is part of the evil capitalist system.
And they will cry. They will cry because here's the thing. One, they have never learned gratitude. They've never learned to be grateful for what they have. I mean, I don't know these specific ones that just appeared on screen, but I do know the ones that like complain about, oh, work is so hard. And it's like, work is so hard. What about people like working in freaking charcoal mines? Yeah, so they never learned to be grateful, so they're going to be obnoxious and unprofessional in general. Generally speaking. And the other thing is that, yeah, they will leave the workforce because, I mean, what on earth are they going to learn at that university at this point? What are they going to learn?
They will strap on a suicide bomb and they will blow up a bus. That's what...
Man, I really hope not. I mean, he's going really heavy on it, but I understand. The idea is, yeah, I mean, once again, the guy who took out and murdered Charlie Kirk, indoctrinated. Now, I think he only did like 6 months at college, but believe me, that's plenty. If you're already into that kind of spectrum, ideas and ideologies, you already hate all conservatives, you hate everyone who disagrees with you, you think everyone is a fascist, you think everyone is a Nazi, and that kind of stuff, and you're into the radical left, then you enter college, and everything is going to be increased exponentially, and then you will reach, you know, your insane politically motivated propaganda thoughts will reach critical mass, and then they will explode. Now, and then it will go into justified violence because you need to decolonize. You need to imagine those classes. Imagine, and by the way, there are reports of teachers, and I made a video about it. Unfortunately, the algorithm didn't push it, but I made a video about a teacher in Canada who decided to show the children, 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds, the of Charlie Kirk over and over and over again in the most graphic way possible, effectively traumatizing the children for life while giving them a speech on transgender rights and why Charlie Kirk deserved it because he was a fascist. So yeah, and there has been situations in universities where we know that the activists, all they do, they make white students stand up and apologize because they are pushing white guilt. White supremacy is the cause of all evil, is the root of all evil. Yeah, universities are 100% indoctrination machines, and those who deny it, for instance, what's his damn name, Flint Dibble, those who deny it, it's because they are slaves of the system, and they will defend it against truth, and they will gaslight you. I've had a few interactions with the guy. Let's just say that my opinion of him is now subatomic. Guy's just a liar, and I might make a video about it. And also has been extremely disrespectful to me. Like, extremely disrespectful to me. So I might make a video dedicated. But for now, yeah, I mean, I think the Rubin report has a point. He does have a point.
That's what the future is for these people.
No future at all. Thank you for sharing, man. Man, this is insane. Holy concentration. Let me see. What is a concentration in college? What is a concentration? A concentration is a more focused area of study within a major. Okay, so it's the core of your major. It's like really the nutshell of why you are there in the academic circle. This, everything else is auxiliary, ancillary. This is what you want. Theater, decolonization of theater, and yeah. Gender studies. Though it varies from college to college, concentration usually make up around 30%. Okay, so at least it's not everything, but it is the core. are requirements, so they can do more if they want. A concentration difference from a minor, which is an average, is only 18 to 22 credits. Yeah, it's more than I understand. Yeah, what's more, a minor can be any field, while a concentration must be within your major, which is why I couldn't understand the connections there, but I guess there are connections in their minds. Your career goals, good luck with that. Keeping your career goals in mind is important when selecting an area of concentration. So you failed. Your article failed. Universities failed at this. Before you enter the job market, you want to set yourself up for success in a field you find interesting. So here's the thing. Success is based on how much of a useful skill you're learning. Bitching and complaining about white people all day and telling us all we need to know about the oppressed and oppressors and how white supremacy is horrible is not a skill that will in any way, shape or form benefit society. We need engineers, we need medical doctors, we need heart surgeons, we need computer scientists, we need biologists, we need expert linguists, at least until AI freaking takes over us. We need historians that don't twist history. We need archaeologists that don't become Flint Dibble. We need all sorts of professionals in all sorts of fields. This isn't it. This isn't it. What a waste of time. If you appreciate my content so far and wish to help ensure my ability to continue to tell it how it is, regardless of any possible backlash, please support this channel on Patreon. Any support helps me and my team of academics keep the channel strong and gives us the means to fight back against the political rewriting of history. Stand with us, form the wall, defend the truth.